Good morning, graduates, guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Feridun Hamdalopper, and I have the honor of serving as the President and Vice Chancellor of this fine university. And it's my privilege to welcome you all to the campus for this fantastic celebration that we're going to have this morning. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are gathered today at the traditional territory of the neutral Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples. If you will please remain standing, on those of you, if you're able to please rise, and I will invite Birgit Moshinsky to sing our national anthem, and those who would like to join Birgit singing our national anthem, please feel free to do so. Thank you.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' command, car ton bras se porte l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. We're just going to give everyone a chance to get seated. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Tom Jenkins. It's my privilege to be the Chancellor of the University of Waterloo. Graduates, family and friends, President, Provost, honored guests, faculty, staff, what a wonderful morning this is to celebrate today's graduating class. You've worked very hard for this milestone, graduates, and judging by the looks of this very packed gymnasium, you've had a little bit of help along the way. So welcome to parents and friends. Although graduates, I'm sure you're very happy, they're even more happy because you're off the payroll as of today. I still have 2 on payroll. I've always found this university to be very inspirational. In fact, this year, 2017, marks the 60th year of the University of Waterloo. And it was born as an innovator. Waterloo set out to forge a very unconventional path, one shaped by a commitment to both cooperative education and at the same time world-class scholarship, and a desire to connect to the community and society and industry. So there's much to celebrate in our 60th year, and even more to anticipate with the future. My relationship goes with the university a long time ago, about halfway through those 60 years. And I've been up on North Campus for almost a decade and a half now. And my wife Toby is also an alum of the university, and we've watched this university grow and become one of the world's great innovation ecosystems. In fact, University of Waterloo has been recognized for 25 years in a row now as Canada's most innovative university. And now, graduates, you get to contribute to that legacy going forward. And today we're here to celebrate the fact that you're getting degrees. We're going to begin by conferring an honorary degree and titles on individuals who have distinguished themselves. We'll then confer bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. And finally, the title of university professor will be granted to a faculty member. Now, the one sort of command I get to give as Chancellor around here is that this whole proceedings can't take more than 2 hours. Now that's going to be a challenge this morning because we've got a very large group. So we'll see how we do today. But if you would be so kind to help us, we have a very large group here, and we would ask that you remain in your places until Convocation is adjourned and the academic procession has left the Convocation Hall. Now, graduates, this is the beginning of one phase and the start of another. And we hope that this is not goodbye, but rather hello. You're now alum, and I hope you make use of that amazing network of alums throughout the world, and that you both give to it and take from it, because that's what a network's all about. So congratulations, and I look forward to seeing each of you as you cross the stage. I now invite Colin MacLeod, Chair, Department of Psychology, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present Heather Smith. Heather Smith served the university for 35 years, beginning her career in 1979 as an admission clerk in the registrar's office. In 1985, she joined the Department of Psychology as the academic advisor and program administrator for psychology's undergraduate program. Excuse me. She would continue to serve for 30 years, advising over 800 undergraduate psychology majors per year, while also scheduling all of psychology's course offerings. An exceedingly complex job, given that psychology serves majors in both the faculties of arts and science. She expertly navigated the different needs, cultures, and requirements for students, and it was not uncommon to see Heather making extraordinary efforts to ensure that each and every one of these undergraduate students was having their needs met. Heather's influence was felt throughout the university. She served on the Regulations Committee for the Faculty of Arts Undergraduate Affairs Group. She served on a committee to review academic progression rules, and shared her extensive experience in dealing with the complexity of scheduling on the university's scheduling committee. For Heather Smith, there was a single guiding light that continuously governed all of her actions. She simply wanted the best for the students that she served. Whether by advising these students or contributing to university committees to ensure that they could schedule the courses that they needed, it was always the students' well-being that was of utmost importance to Heather. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of her dedication to her department and the university, I request that you bestow the title Honorary Member of the University upon Heather Smith.
Congratulations. You've been here longer than I have. I'm honored to confer upon you, Heather Smith, the title of Honorary Member of the University, and I extend my sincere congratulations.
Thank you.
Here, let's do a photo. There we go. And then you've got a sign. Okay, and we'll just open that up. And let's just scoot over here so we can get a photo. Here, we'll just go like this. There you go, why don't you hold that? Okay. Congratulations and thank you for all your work. There you go.
I now invite Guy Poirier, Chair, Department of French Studies, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present François Paré. Professor François Paré is well known worldwide for his work in the areas of minority cultures and literatures. This includes the literatures of French-speaking Ontario and Canada, Quebec literature, and French literature of the Renaissance. With 10 books and more than 100 publications, François Paré is one of Canada's leading scholars in the field of French studies. Throughout his career, his work was recognized with prestigious awards, which include the Governor General's Award for his book, La littérature de l'exiguïté, the Ontario's Trillium Award for La distance habitée, and the Gabriel Leroy Award for Louis Hamelin et ses doubles. Professor Paré, who is a Royal Society of Canada Fellow and University Professor, has maintained high standards in teaching and service. His graduate and undergraduate students, some of whom are here in the room today, have praised his inspiring and dedicated teaching. And when he joined the University of Waterloo in 2003 as department chair, he took leadership to transform the Department of French Studies in a strong and innovative unit. Alors, merci encore, François, pour tout ton travail. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his outstanding accomplishments in research, teaching, and service, I request that you bestow the title Distinguished Professor Emeritus upon François Paré.
I am honored to confer upon you, François Paré, the title of Distinguished Professor Emeritus, and I extend my sincere congratulations. Félicitations.
Merci. I now invite Andrew Faulkner, Associate Professor, Department of Classical Studies, and Director of the Waterloo Institute for Hellenistic Studies, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present Ingrid Mattson. Ingrid Mattson is Professor and Windsor Community Chair in Islamic Studies at Huron University College at the University of Western Ontario. She is a graduate of the University of Waterloo, where she studied fine arts and philosophy as an undergraduate, after which she completed her PhD in Near Eastern languages and civilizations at the University of Chicago in 1999. Professor Mattson has established herself as an authority and pioneer in the field of Islamic studies. Her academic work and public writing focuses upon Islamic theological ethics, Quran interpretation, and interfaith relations, areas in which her scholarship has made a profound impact. Through both her academic work and her community activity, she has gained great respect as a female leader within the wider Muslim community and beyond. She has amassed extensive public service as a respected advisor on the global stage. Her extensive work in the area of interfaith relations inspires thoughtful and informed dialogue. Among other honors, Professor Matson served as the first female president of the Islamic Society of North America from 2006 to 2010. During her tenure as professor of Islamic studies at Hartford Seminary in Connecticut, she established the first graduate program for Muslim chaplains to be accredited in the United States. The values she expresses and encourages in her rigorous academic and community efforts, especially equality, respect, openness, peacefulness, very much reflect the values of the University of Waterloo. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of her outstanding record of academic achievement and community work, I request that you bestow the title Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, upon Ingrid Matson.
I am honored to confer upon you, Ingrid Mary Matson, the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and extend my sincere congratulations. Well done. Okay, here we'll do a photo. There we are. Congratulations.
I now invite Dr. Matson to address Convocation.
President Hamidullah Poor, Chancellor Jenkins, distinguished board members, faculty, staff, graduates, family, friends. Such an honor to come back to my university 30 years later. In the Islamic tradition, we can never begin to speak without first acknowledging our teachers, because we are not self-made people. And I want today to especially remember a few beloved mentors, role models, and teachers that I had at this university when I was here. Art Green, Nancy Lou Patterson, Eve Kleiman, and Jan Narveson. I don't know if any of them would be proud of me, but I certainly learned from them and I'm proud to have been their students. I remember Eve Kleiman told me when I graduated that she thought I would have an interesting life. And indeed, it has been interesting. The good parts have been better than I could ever have imagined, and the difficult parts were more difficult than I could ever have imagined. And if I were to give one piece of advice to those graduating today, it's just to remember that it's always a little better and a little more difficult, but with friends and family, with the skills that you gained here today to reflect, to imagine, to learn and analyze and hope, you'll be able to get through it. I have lived in 2 countries, America, and I've, thank God, been back to Canada for 5 years now. And I want to just reflect on a few of my experiences in the 30 years since I left this place in these 2 countries. On Labor Day weekend in 2001, the US Post Office released its first stamp recognizing the Islamic religious holiday of Eid. That is the holiday we will celebrate this year in about 12 days, once this fasting month of Ramadan is ended. I had just taken office as vice president of the largest Muslim organization in America and was in Chicago for the unveiling of the stamp. I saw it as a milestone in the acceptance of Muslims as part of American diversity. A week later, a group of terrorists employing the religious language of Islam completed a major terrorist attack in the United States, and everything changed. Given the explicit religious justification and the confusion this caused, American Muslims were forced to be more explicit, forceful, and public in declaring their allegiance with their fellow citizens and upholding the safety and security of their country. More Muslims joined the military, joined public service, ran for office, and we also joined together with others of faith and goodwill to work for the common good, and so many stood up for us to be beside us in doing this good and to protect us from harm also. But this movement towards solidifying an American Muslim identity, towards solidifying a positive interfaith movement, was matched at the same time with a counter-movement of groups long opposed to either Islam and Muslims or religion generally for reasons of political or religious ideology. They seized on this moment and have continued to do so ever since, and those ideas have spread to Canada. While some Americans were afraid of Islam, simply were ignorant. They were ignorant of the richness and diversity of our history, thought, and practice. The mission of these ideological groups was not to illuminate, not to be fair and balanced, except in the way that Fox News lives up to that motto, but to deliberately exclude, stigmatize, marginalize, and even to provoke violence in some cases out of a yearning for the apocalypse in some cases, or because of a nexus of their beliefs with white supremacism and fascism, or purely for enrichment. There is now a multi-million-dollar Islamophobia industry. The great North African scholar of the 14th century, Ibn Khaldun, often called the father of sociology, was the first to focus in detail on the causes and manifestations of social solidarity. He said, "Dealings with other people, when there is oneness of purpose, may lead to mutual affection, but when their purposes differ, it may lead to strife and altercation. Thus, mutual dislike and mutual affection, friendship and hostility originate. This leads to war or peace among nations and tribes." But how do diverse people find a oneness of purpose? Patriotism can be, but it can be also problematic in that it can be a club that excludes other nations. And it is only from a position of privilege that one group can tell a story of us that begins from a position which favors us. Chris Hedges has written that war is a force which gives us meaning. War has the greatest rallying and unifying power. Of all the movements and moments a nation memorializes, none have the lasting and emotive power of war. It is often difficult for nations to find anything else to spark an equal unifying power. In this year, 2017, we Canadians celebrate our 150th anniversary. But many say that Canada was truly born in 1917 during World War I, and especially with the Battle of Vimy Ridge. I grew up in Kitchener, named for the man famously featured on Canadian war recruiting posters who said, "I want you to fight for your country." As a young person, I didn't know much about this man, except that it was hard to learn how to spell his name. But a number of years ago, when I was at an international conference, a distinguished Sudanese scholar I was chatting with asked me where I was from in Canada. And when I said Kitchener, she said to me, "Kitchener killed my grandfather." And then I researched that man and realized uncomfortably that Canada did not have a virgin birth, that our history and identity was linked at times with a violent colonial project. And researching my city, I realized that my own ancestors, German Canadians who had settled in the area in the early 19th century, were deemed enemies too during those wars overseas. They were told that being Canadian meant being English, and so their beloved Berlin was disappeared and replaced with Kitchener. War and opposition to war catalyzes solidarity, but the risk is that it becomes an end in itself, filling the existential void, and thus destroying community, or when ending, leaving the constant need to find a group to fill that primordial role of enemy. In America after 9/11, having to respond to this overreach of war gave a unity of purpose to a large swath of the faith and social justice and human rights community. Similarly, a new form of solidarity emerged among Sikhs and Muslims who suddenly became aware not only that we had shared values, but because Sikhs were being shot and killed mistakenly because their attackers thought they were Muslim. But the common need of survival, not to be shot at or have our houses of worship burned down, provide the catalyst for joint action, cooperation, and in the process, we became friends. And from that platform came to a more principled ethics of the need for mutual respect, solidarity, upholding dignity, and religious freedom. The Quran says, "Is there any reward for kindness other than kindness?" So hardship can lead to common action, which can lead to solidarity, that can give birth to a more principled ethics and a commitment to human rights. But once again, it is harder to fight for something than against something. In times of great change, mobility, and displacement, we have an attraction to false certainties, to fixed identities, ideological bulwarks. We live in a time of anger and division. In an age of great mobility and displacement, it can be difficult to find time or a way to commit to a positive common cause. But this is critical. Only sustained, consistent solidarity and action can counteract the powerful forces of greed, dehumanization, and cruelty. But we always have to remember that each one of us is subject to the same base instincts and tribalism. Tribalism, chauvinism, explicit and implicit bias, we're all subject to at least the latter. We probably can never eliminate it, but we have to manage it like a chronic disease. This requires dedicated intention from each one of us to learn the mechanisms of bias. Be a joiner of a local group, a group that brings you into community with those with whom you would not naturally socialize. Whether it's a religious congregation or a local environmental group, a union, a knitting circle, a Rotary club, a cooking group, join something in your locality. We need to cross boundaries, we need to cross borders. It is not a time for passivity, and even though it can be difficult, and many of you will live in maybe 3, 4, 5 different places in your life, maybe in different countries, for a job, for a time or another, remember at least to reach out to the neighbors beside you and among you and make a positive contribution, because there are many who are working to do the other. Thank you very much. I'm really honored to have had the chance to speak with you today.
Good morning. My name is Ian Orchard, and I have the privilege of being the Vice President Academic and Provost. Let me thank Dr. Matson for her very thoughtful and sobering words, and also welcome her, along with Heather Smith and Francois Paré, to the group of Waterloo's distinguished alumni. Will the graduating class please stand as you are able? Mr. Chancellor, I present those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
Please be seated. I would now like to invite Amy Chun Shu to come forward and deliver the valedictory address. Amy.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor, President Hamdullahpur, honored guests, family, friends, and loved ones for being here with us today. I'd like to also acknowledge that we are on the traditional territories of the neutral Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples. On the edge of big life changes like graduation, people love to ask you two questions. One, what's been your big takeaway from the past few years? And two, what's next? They're two incredibly intimidating questions. So let's start with the first one. This question of what you've taken away from the past few years is really a question of what you've learned. First, you've learned adaptability and resourcefulness. Remember when you felt so lost and alone in your first year orientation week? And yet, through being resourceful and finding the things that you needed to succeed, you were able to find that sense of community. And you found it in places like those late night study sessions you had with your friends in the SLC, or in some club, or in coming into an upper year class to realize, hey, I know everyone here. Second, you've learned persistence and hard work. And you learn them through the difficult exercise of taking those hard classes and writing those tough papers, getting so close to your breaking point that you feel you just can't do it. And yet you pushed through, and you succeeded. Third, you've learned your subjects. You've learned how to parse and analyze complex texts, be they historical or anthropological. You've learned the intricacies of visual art, how to analyze the peaks and valleys of the economy. You've learned how to build marketing plans, studied complex foreign conflict in countries that you've never been to, and deciphered French texts. Finally, there's something else you learned about too. Take a quick guess. It's that one thing for which we're the top school in Canada. Starts with an I, rhymes with like a condensation or fermentation, I guess, if you really want to be innovative with word choice. Haha, yeah, okay. It's innovation. But here's the secret about innovation. It's really nothing new. It's simply a modern word for creative problem solving. And as art students, we are constantly problem solving and critically thinking. It's what we're really doing when we're puzzling over these texts and thinking through issues in the political, social, and economic spheres. Being innovative is really about identifying problems and starting the process to solving them. So these four things, this resilience, this persistence, this field-specific knowledge, and this innovative thinking, what about them? Well, they're the tools in your toolbox of skills and experiences that you'll take with you for the rest of your life as you continually answer that question of what's next. So, what is next? You have tangible answers to this, I'm sure, like graduation and full-time work. In a more intangible way, what's next is opportunity, many twists and turns, and responsibility. Because this question of what's next is not just asking what's next for you, but also what's next for our communities, our world, and our nation. For you, my fellow new graduates, this question of what's next is asking what you will do with your new hard-earned toolbox of skills and experiences, and what you will contribute with it. Some of you already know what your contributions will be. Some of you will stumble into it accidentally, and for most, I think that it'll be a mixture of both. But wherever your path takes you, be it some small business or large firm or research, you will continually have this opportunity to contribute. You will continually have this opportunity to make a difference using all that you've taken away in your arts undergraduate degree at the University of Waterloo. See, you'll encounter these problems in your personal life, your workplace, and your communities. Things like inefficient processes and structural social issues. That's when you'll use your innovative thinking to identify and find the root causes to these issues. That's when you'll have the knowledge to inform and the resourcefulness to build their solutions. And finally, that's when you'll commit the hard work that's needed to make these solutions a reality. And so, my fellow graduates, be adaptable, be persistent, be knowledgeable, and be innovative as you leave this campus. You are now armed with this enormous toolbox of skills and experiences that you're taking away as graduating art students from the University of Waterloo. And with it, there is nothing that you cannot do as you begin to answer your own story of what's next, not just for you, but for this country and for this world. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Amy, for that wonderfully uplifting address. Thank you so much. Well, good morning again, Chancellor, President, honored guests, and participants. What a great day. Convocation is perhaps the most rewarding occasion in the life of a university. It evokes our ancient rights and our privileges, and it stirs us with a promise of new beginnings. On behalf of our University of Waterloo administration team, I would like to formally thank all of those who have made today possible. To the parents, family, and friends of our graduands, especially those of you who have traveled from afar to be here, we thank you. To the university community for developing these scholars and delivering this outstanding event for our new alumni, thank you. And of course, we acknowledge those who've been unable to join us today, but we feel their presence. Now, this is a big group, and it is sometimes difficult for graduands to find their family and friends when they come across the stage to be hooded. So let's see if we can help them just a little bit. Could I ask the graduands to remain seated? But this time, I would like to invite all parents, family, and friends to stand as you are able. Graduands, look for your families, look for your friends, wave at them. Remarkably, they always wave back. Graduands, let's thank all those who've made your convocation so special. Oh, please be seated. Now, you could treat that as something like a first inning stretch, because in fact, there is no seventh inning stretch. As we prepare to confer degrees, I have a few notes. If you would like to take photos, and I'm sure you will, you may do so in the area to your left of the platform, but please enter this area by going to the left side outside of the gym and down the hallway. If you approach this area just before your special graduate is about to proceed across the stage, you can take pictures. Once you've taken your photos, please return to your seats to allow others to take photos of their special graduates. Please remember that some students' names begin with an A, and inevitably, some will begin with a Z. It really is not their fault, although I'm told it's more likely your faults. Please show respect to all your fellow classmates by returning to your seat after being hooded so that we can all share in this celebration together. And now I think for the good stuff, we will now proceed to the conferring of the degrees. I invite Doug Peers, Dean, and Julia Roberts, Acting Associate Dean, Undergraduate Programs, to announce the graduands' names. Doug. Not Doug.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, University General Program, 3-year. Michelle Anderson, Shazim Arfin, Phoebe Ching Fei Ao. Bonnie Bakler, Alyssa Kim Obra Baliut, David Bogutz. Kevin Cardenas, Kurt Adam da Silva, Christian Lynn Fortune. Natalie Claire Fulham, Pabak Gani Maria Garchete. Yu Gi, Arbaz Ghani, Yon Seok Hong. Abby Huang, Alida Ayakabelis, Farhat Lamisa Kabir. Famid bin Kamal, Prasanth Karunagaran, Andrei Kaczynski. Andrea Oi Kwan Lam, Kathy Lau, Minji Lee. Matthew Jonathan Lindsay, Roy Louis, Crystal Mendez. Emily Mill, Hui Ying Mui, Allison Mulvaney Courtois. Dongwoo Park, Shannon Price, Ashlyn Denise Peaker. Suramaya Radar Christian, Eduardo Ramirez, Denise Catherine Roy. Melissa Nicole Rushton, Genevieve Lynn Scott Anthony, Andrea Shepard. Yu Shi, John Sue, Beverly Y.J. Shi Stone. Daniel Alexander Whiting, Kathy Mary Wilson, Christiana Wilson. Amanda Vishnievsky, Nicholas Allen Gun Ying Wu, Yale Yi Yu. Yitan Kristen Zhong. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, University General Program, 4-year. Teresa Marie Allen, Anjana Babu, Megan Elizabeth Bennett. Janice Ivy Baguti, Alize Batia, Lauren Chan. Wendy Chan, Wen Yun Chang, Tiffany Chow. Ki Fu Chen, William Yu Kuo Chu, Lauren Richard Mark Dennis. Simar Diol, Nicholas Robert Edgeworth, Marwen El Kamel. Joshua David Fiel, Kevin Alexander Gonzalez, Malcolm Bruce Good. Jarrett Daniel Gray, Hina Carr Graywall, Elizabeth May Herbert. Jason Jiang Jin, Sachin Joshi, Jaspreet Kaur Kaylee. Banu Paramanantan Kanagasabai, Michael Kardash, Marcus Vincent Kelbert. Nicole Maria Cooperschmidt, Arthur Cheze, John Paul Lacroix. Jonas Gerald LeBlanc Wilmink, Christopher Leung, Livia Carke Liu. Danjing Li, Ya Chen Li, Garland Victoria Liu. Brooklyn Ashley Luchak, Xiao Chan Liu, Allison McKenzie. Nathaniel Mans, Isabella Victoria Marchand, John William Medeiros. Irene Miladis Menyavar, Joanna Mihailevov, Aniston Navaratnam. Frederica Ocher, Rachel May Pringle, Kanishka Ramanakaran. Abirami Selaturai, Ashley Mark Sandu, Dong Yui Xiao. Emily Grace Chu, Stephen Silas, Christian Dan Smochina. Banuji Srirajan, Chitraleka Sukhavasi, Milos Towson. Matisen Tengavalautam, Aksana Umakandan, Anita Utakayumar. Stephanie Van, Elisa Van, Stephen James Werner Westaby. Sum Yu Stephanie Wong, Michelle Wu, Hui Wen Zhu. Andy Jewell. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, University Honors Program. William Abel, Yunus Hawa, Ali Jamal Ahmad. Natalie Juliet Adams, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Spanish and Latin American Studies. Kieran Marguerite Stewart Aitken, Evelyn Omolola Ajeo, Sumer Salim Ali. Zainab Ali, Brittany Allen, Ingrid Allo. Miriam Al-Takawi, Tania Lima Amarim, David Sung-Jin An. Warda Anwar, Aaron James Arbuckle, Faith Karen Ashford. Nuvea Baber, Roxandra Maria Badea, Jamie Lee Bain. Danielle Alina Ballin, Famul Bari, Aidan Nathaniel Barrett. Hala Battersay, Mega Bardwaj, Lana Bibi. Shrina Bogonovich, Valerie Baudreau, Martha Brennan. Nicole Angela Brickich, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Fine Arts. Antonia Brieva, Samantha Dawn Broda, Claire Buckley. Katie Genevieve Burley, Daniela Kayla Burt, Aisha Ashanta Campbell. Annie Catherine Capretta, Anthony David Castiglione, Wan Yu Chan. Xu Xian Chang, Dylin Chavez, Krishnan Nicholas Chawla. Huey Lam Chung, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in German Studies. Pei Wen Chen, Alicia Chin, Cassandra Alice Jortos. Julian Chun Lung Chow, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Philosophy. Vanessa Wing Hang Chu, Julia Chumak, Caitlin Marie Dean Cerrone. Emily Constance Coletta, Peter Allen Copeland, Lauren Ashley Cormier. Isabel Mary Cote, Anastasia Margaret Kritikos, Angie Dockley. Tammy Dam, Rachel Dang, Georgina Donka. Olivia Ann Denuncio, Siraj Kiran Dave, Sarah Marie Davis. Alyssa Nicole D'Angelis, Carly Ann Derderian, Carolyn Jerome. Jai Deshpande, Pierre Adrien Devoist, Caterina Di Tomasio. Vivian Dieck, Marissa Lee Diltz, Kyla Elizabeth Dixon. Brady Philip Dodds, Turgai Denise Dogan, Sachi Georgia Dow. Brittany Rose Dreyer, Janice Magdalene D'Souza, Akil Forhan Alahi. Brittany Evans, Sebastian Evans, Sana Fahamuddin. Annie Ka Wing Fang, Juan Fang, Aliska do Carmo Fernandez. Nicole Marie Figueiredo, Tiago Manuel Figueiredo, Jordan Ford. Sacha Gordon Forstner, Susan Irene Ruth Fraser, Jan Fretz. Christopher Garland, Jacqueline Nicole George, Samuel George. Ashley Dawn Ginn, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Classical Studies. Armina Golazeda, Madison Gonzalez, Rahul Gosain. Andrew Gould, Ashley Page Gould, Rachel Eden Gould. Harpreet Grewal, Ryan Danielle Guitard, Zachary Gungle. Vicky Haw, Saif Kershid Haq, Cameron Francis Hale. William Peter Hall, Mark William Halink, Ashley Chantel Heyman. Lavina Hang, Victoria Brianna Adrian Harkis, Avinash Nigel Harilal. Reda Hassan, Suzanne Yvonne Haig, Paulina Hem. Nicholas Heinzman, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Political Science. Alexandra Irene Henry, Devin Joseph Hilliker, Zemi Regina Holland. Clara Hoover, Miranda Jenny Huang, Cody Bo Tin Hung. Karen Hunt, Tyler Richard Patrick Hunt, Megan Kathleen Hunter. Anna Ikich, Ayesha Imran, Said Iqbal. Caitlin Emily Irwin, Beatrice Iona Istafor, Sayana Ismailova. Sakshi Jain, Devin James, Landon Marie Jennings. Shobitha Jayachandran, Tom Jin, Shivani Jivan. Jeremiah Evan Johnson, Tierney Lauren Johnston Jones, Cameron Donald Jolliffe. Christine Jung, Fotina Electra Gemutzes, Yalini Kanagandran. Zara Benazir Kara, Amrit Preet Kaur, Elena Margaret Keddy. Andrea Kedvas, Veronica Pearl Kerr, Dominique Karina Kelly. Nicolette Kemp, Phoenicia Elizabeth Kemple, Connor John Kendall. Dylan R. Kearney, Mahi Noor Hafiz Khalid, Shannon Shayla Karishma Khanna. Maya Wei Ru Ri Ki Yu, Hyo Jun Kim, James Hussein Kim. Candace Alexandra King, Marie Catherine Klapak, Rebecca Wan Ling Kong. Alexandra Stephanie Marie Fureri Katsuganopoulos, Sharon Kua, Amy Kwang. Nicole Danielle Kuntz, Erica Lorraine Landver, Anthony Matthew Lally. Preston Hay Young Lam, Noreen Joyce Lord Isabel, Jesse Justin Lau. Matthew Lau, Sebastian Alexandra Lozon, Ho Chung Adrian Law. Bill Lee, Charles Cam Hung Lee, Justin Hao Ching Leung. Bergley Lee, Emily Ya Hong Lee, Minlang Lee. May Lin, Stuart Ian Little, Thomas William McAllister Little. Cindy Liu, Kaylee Marie Locke O'Connor, Carol Liu. David Zhesheng Liu, Guangyu Liu, Katrina Lesia Luca. Kenneth Lin, Victoria Liusak, Alexander Mavara. Catherine Margaret Jean McGregor, Cameron McInnes, Catherine Ann McIsaac. Sarah Jane Makiel, Isan Marez, Tahira Mamuji. Jasmine Mander, Lauren Jean Manley, Yifei Mao. Emma Markoff, Sarah Marshall, Elise Nicole Tower Martin. Fiona Mascarenas, Shaylin Sylvia May, Colin David MacArthur. Phoenix Allison McDonald, Connor McGrath, Claire Kenna Mahar. Alicia Medeiros, Amber Lee Meehan Eagles, Chelsea Mefol. Hitesh Mehta, Priya Mehta, Nafisa Merchant. Nathan Roloff Mayer, Margaret Anne Marie Michaelis, Brenna Middleton. Michelle D. Mix, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Legal Studies. Amrita Vani Khadija Mohammed, Navitha Mutatambi, Matthew Addison Moser. Abdul Rahman M. Mooney, Courtney Desiree Lee Murray, Megan Elizabeth Murray. Kushal Naik, Christina Kwan Yi Ing, Giovanna Hu Lam Ngai. Andrea Nui, Carol Nguyen, Gia Juan Adrian Nguyen. Sarah Jessica Nicholas, Tiana Faye Nicole Noble, Azinwa Ntima. Barbara Nunes Gallarda Martins, Vanessa Niarco, Sarah Catherine Oest. Sandra Osazua, Christian Camila Ospina Pirakive, Yasmin Ozdoria. Vanessa Selena Anita Pagota, Jasmine Amber Pallister, Sweta Panchal. Hilary Perront, Michelle Marie Passarelli, Amanda Davy Paul. Stephanie Pfeiffer, Marie Sylvie Jessica Peltier, Erosia Ushani Pereira. Alexander Jonathan Pontieri, Milos Popovic, Anik Alicia Pries Klassen. Diana Kalia Priori, Andrew Prosser, Ramisha Riaz Kazi. Janelle Victoria Quinn, Johanna Elizabeth Radish, Sarah Lynn Radley. Rami Tariq Ramahi, Vivek Mahadevan Ramesh, Sahana Ravitaran. Elizabeth Rayner, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Anthropology. Matthew Robert, Brady Ryan Roberts, Shani Rollins. Carla Andrea Rodrigo, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Theatre and Performance. Natalie Christine Sadowski, Navdeet Kaur Sahota, Suchin Sahota. Caitlin Salvatore, Khadija Samji, Paula Catalina Sanchez Nunez de Villavicencio. Kamapreet Kaur Sandhu, Sahila Sandhu, Janelle Mary Santi. Abira Santi Yanatan, Katrina Shigas, Caroline Dene Schmidt. Rachel Schultz, Robin Lucas Howard Scott, Matula Selvaratnam. Jillian Seymour, Razdeep Kaur Shergill, Sukraj Singh Shergill. Alexandra Nicole Shewan, Gordon Ian Rob Shields, Chen Yun Shi. Teresa Shim, Mahin Hassan Siddiqui, Justin Singer. Jasleen Singh, Manleen Singh, Taylor Felicity Singh. Drew Sisera, Tivayan Sitaganasan, Rajitan Sivakuraja. Caitlin Christine Skelly, Bradley William Sloan, Taylor Smith. Aiden Mark Smith Edgel, Michael Soros, Jianyan Song. Vesna Sorgic, Maddie Spicer Fraken, Jeremy David Spira. Aplia Srisharanataraja, Samantha May Steckel, Shayna Lynn Steinfeld. Brianna Nicole Stevenson, Melissa Stocco, Alexandra Strambu. Lucas John Stratton, Amina Sulimanovsky, Yan Hua Sun. Deepna Sundar, Akshaya Suresh, Emily Christine Sunderland. Sarah Jean Swaggerman, Judith Zabo, Carolina Victoria Zmek. Cynthia Cabo Tam, Miriam Tardif, William Graham Taylor. Laura Drury Taylor, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in History. Sienna Lynn Tebbett, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Religious Studies. Elizabeth Patricia Tennant, Hina Tucker, Thea Ruth Tashane Taruma. Harshia Devarajan, Sandy T. Nadine Eunice Tebay. Tamara Ziva Thompson, Kendra Shannon Tobin, Serena Track. Karen Tran, Winnie Tran, Wai Ning Tsui. Taylor Christina Valnian, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in French Studies. Chelsea Amanda Van Overbeek, Daniel Vaucresson, Vashishta Vijayanand. Christine Varga, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Economics. Ariane Villa, Karen Verk, Ali Lauren Vonk. Jin Wang, Sharon Wang, Carly Christina Watson. Desiree Audrey-Lynn Grace Watson, Stephanie Rebecca Mackenzie Webley, Tianko Wang. Yahui Wang, Emily Lynn Leanne West, Louisa Annabelle Wiersma. Christine Williams, Christopher Wilms, Christina Wilton. Brenna Winter, Colin Bennett Robinson Wintle, Clara Nadine Weirhardya. Raymond Man Chung Wong, Yi Yi Wu, Jian Zhu Zhu. Nancy Abena Yamoa, Win Yao, Rachel Laura Yavne. Ji Ni Ye, Shim Ying Ye, Tiffany Hu Yan Yuan. Rachel Alice Zamet, Eleni Zopches, Ming Zhang. Xiaoyu Lydia Zhang, Yuming Zhang, Sammy Zhao. Serena Zhao, Joyce Yun Yi Zhong, Amy Chun Ju. Helen Zhou, Rachel Nicole Warner. Dan E. A. Lee. This degree is being awarded posthumously and is being accepted by Dan E. A's friend, Alicia. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you an additional candidate for the degree, Bachelor of Arts, 4-year General, Kerry Pan. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Linda Worley, Associate Dean, Graduate Studies, Faculty of Arts, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Arts. Syed Abdallah, Rachel Beals, Lisa Marie Beeler. Rebecca Catherine Bell, Tina Crystal Chan, Debbie Dietrich. Michael Domonchuk, Mitchell Joan Elvidge, Jacob Hayes. Jordan Hill, Yuen Hu, Lima Itemei. Farzaneh Sorab Irani, Victoria Janiki, Ling Yang Jin. Stefan Jovanovic, Garnik Kakoisan Siam, Stuart Carroll. Rosemary Kay, Adam Lawlor, Monica Lee. Wes Michael Lindinger, Amrit Kaur Lit, Jeremy John Marty Dugas. Andrew David McCormick Johnson, Zhai Jiang Meng, Christian Metaxas. Sarah Noble, Caitlin Alexandra O'Brien, Derek Orosh. Carissa Brittany Parkington, also the recipient for outstanding achievement in graduate studies in a master's program. Andrea Gratiana Perescu, Sarah Kathleen Riley, Amanda Sadowski. Emily Elizabeth Schroeder, Patrick Segsworth, Matthew Sagan. Jonathan Simard, Madison Stang, Rachel Allison Stevenson. Baina Straker, Jesse Thistle, Amanda Suko. Yuen Tian, Ryan Patrick Welch, Erin Rachel Vandermeulen. Jacqueline Wilson, Tatiana Wugalter, Nicole Yap. Mei Jun Zhu. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I now present the candidates for the degree Master of Peace and Conflict Studies. Manahil Alaudadi, Kenisha Boene, Jacqueline Michelle Boychuk. Olivia Fullerton, Michael Quartermain, Fiorella Maria Rojas Jaramillo. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Public Service. Agil Varki Aji, Dharmada Christina Ayit Kumar, Purvi Chandrakant Badani. Emma Rose Bonanno, Ratandeep Kaur Brar, Richard Kaman. Joanne Tin Oi Chung, James Cook, Michelle De Fiore. Matthew Ethan Douglas, Alexandria Duncan, Sami Elfar. Junho Hyo, Fauzi Hersi, Madia Javed. Noreen Arifa Khan, Ryan Matthew Kleinau, Matthew Lawrence Kurtku. Preeti Chumikanthan, Beverly Young, Barry Lee. Amy Lynn, Scott McGowan, Marlene Morrison Hernandez. Mahmoud Mustafa, Lana Nolan Bolton, Tamina Noor. Senka Omerchich, Pavrathani Puvaneswaran, Harpreet Kaur Rai. Lydia Roseluk, Robert Zijla Zavar Zazedra, Fiaza Siddiqui. Ashanth Sivakumar, Rajbir Sohail, Michelle Christine Stinson. Deandra Sharmila Subadar, Derek Totske, Pravai Udayana Vatsya. Zuhair Hussein Zaidi. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Marissa Beck. Adam James Bradley. Laureen Bridgen. Mark Crowell. Sharis Enns. Alexandra Leo Stephen Filipowitz. Catherine Elizabeth Gee. Julia Isatescu.
Bravo!
Sarah Gibbons. Christine Campen Robinson. Benjamin Samuel Nelson. Sarah Jane Nickerson White. Sarita Patil Woolhouse. Vivek Ramakrishnan. Antulio Rosales Nieves. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I now request you to confer in absentia the various and several degrees upon those candidates who were approved by Senate but who were unable to be present at today's convocation.
I confer the degrees in absentia.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Ian Orchard, Vice President Academic and Provost, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present Joanne Wood. The designation University Professor was approved by Senate in 2003 to recognize the exceptional scholarly achievement and international preeminence of the university's most accomplished faculty members. Joanne Wood has been a member of the Department of Psychology since 1989, specializing in the area of social psychology. Over the course of her outstanding career, she has researched the psychology of the self, publishing landmark studies that have distinguished her in the areas of social comparison and self-esteem. In her earlier work, she studied and published on social comparison among cancer patients. Later, she published myth-breaking insights on, for example, how positive thinking rebounds in destructive ways for individuals with low self-esteem. More recently, her work has examined the dynamics of self-esteem in interpersonal and intimate relationships. As with her earlier work, this research has been featured consistently in top journals in the field and has been covered in mainstream media. Professor Wood has earned international recognition and the high regard of her peers. She has been elected Fellow of the Society for Personality and Social Psychology, the American Psychological Society, and the Association for Psychological Science. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of her outstanding and influential scholarly contributions, I request that you award the title of University Professor upon Joanne Wood. I now invite Feridun Hamdalaupa, President and Vice Chancellor, to the podium.
How are you all doing, graduates? Good. You must be hungry. If you're not, I am for sure. And we've only exceeded the Chancellor's curfew by 27 minutes. So I'm only going to give you the shorter version of my remarks, which is only 20 minutes, okay? Not too long. So. Let me just take a few minutes, however, just to, again, extend my personal congratulations to you. And just remind you of a couple of things. You're graduating in a year that we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. 60 years ago, in exactly July 3rd, 1957, our university started here. And at the same time, those of you who told me that you studied history and you love history, you will remember that John Diefenbaker became our prime minister, taken over from Louis Saint Laurent. And at the same year, Canada sent its first peacekeepers to Egypt to resolve the Suez Canal crisis. All were happening at the same time. Our internationalization, but most importantly, the birth of our university was a big signal towards becoming a truly innovative nation. And here we are today. You're graduating from this fantastic institution. I'm sure that you'll do some fantastic things, not because you're able to, because the world needs you. We need you. I want you to remember a few things, however, as you're really enjoying your successes. That the things that you truly benefited, cherished here at the University of Waterloo are ideals, in addition to your fantastic academic studies, are ideals of inclusion, are ideals of openness, are ideals of respect for diversity, for conversation, for collaboration. Those are the ones that we are extremely proud of here, creating an environment for our students, for our stakeholders, for everybody, to be in an environment where everybody is heard and we reach absolutely the top level of excellence. As you're leaving this university, and I hope that you will never mentally leave at least, keep your connection with your university. We will be watching your progress, your successes with great pride, and you watch your alma mater success with equal level of pride. Congratulations again. I will ask one final act, however. Aren't we proud of these young, brilliant men? Huh? Thank you.
Well, we could keep doing this for another hour or so if you like. I'd like to thank everyone for your patience and your perseverance. It was a very large group, and I think the only thing left to be said is that Convocation is now adjourned.